Hello, my name is John Sveck. Welcome to this All 24 video. Today, Coach Waterman and I are once again joined by Coach Adam Grandy, linebacker coach at Western University. Thanks again for being with us, Coach.
Thanks so much, fellas. It's always great to talk, bit of football here. Second and three
Awesome.
now. McMaster has come out with 5R, so we get a 41 set, our formation here. And the read here, it looks to me, it would be the Mike linebacker. And, to be honest, we're not doing a great job taking away that window from the linebacker. But the nice thing is, because we're not just crazy downhill to our run fit here, it's created at least a bit of hesitation in terms of, are we going to pull and throw it there? The other nice thing here too, if I go to the end cut, having that 3-tech in the passing window as well there too, I think helps muddy the picture for the quarterback as well in terms of, will he throw it there? Okay, because, and this kid's a great quarterback. He probably could. That's still kind of tough in terms of there's potentially a hand there. The linebacker isn't fully committed, so can he get there on the break as well after he sees it pull it? And it's a good job. They give the ball here. It's a good job rallying. We'll probably like to do a better job on the edge there, but our Wellbacker is able to make the play. Okay, so against Guelph, we're in versus 23. And this one, again, is probably not your traditional run pass read, but more or less, how are we adjusting to the motion of number 3? Will that indicate whether we're going to pull the ball or not? Okay, so we end up bumping it through. Well, most of the guys bumping through. Mike linebacker didn't get the bump call within this. But in terms of if they did want to pull it and pass it, we're in great shape in terms of, we have numbers to the 3 receiver side. We have four defensive players there. But the nice thing here, again, goes back to defensive line movement. And again, it's not necessarily related to the RPO, but how we're defending the run option within the RPO here. So with us, we are in a heads alignment. So we're actually going to be, head up on both guards. And then we can play a number of different ways. In this specific call, we kind of said that we want to line up, head up, but then we're going to go to our weak side responsibilities. So, once that happens here, it confuses, the double teams that we get. So this guy thinks he's going over, so he's climbed, but it ends up being a one-on-one block now with our defensive tackles. And then we're able just to collapse on that. So just from a simple, post-snap stunt, it's helped us defend the run game. And then we still have good numbers in terms of our bump alignment here with the number 3 receiver. Okay, so same kind of thing. Guelph's come out in what we call a 23 formation. And this read to me would be more of a defensive end read. Okay, the defensive end is playing shuffle, which this quarterback is a very athletic quarterback. If he sees a shuffle, he can get outside that, and that's kind of what elicits this action here. And then we're seeing pass concept, like a smash concept here to the 2 receiver surface, and really trying to take advantage of the Sam linebacker is in the box and tough to get to his drop here. So the nice thing for us here is because that route is now shallow enough, and because of the technique we're actually playing with the corner, is we're almost able to play underneath this route, but also aggressive. We're playing a cut corner here. And because this route hasn't drifted inside close to the Sam linebacker, it actually helps out our corner being able to rally to this. And now we've gone from 1st and 10 to a 2nd and 7. Okay, so we get motion here from 23 to a 41, and then they actually come on back with their number 4 receiver across the formation. So again, not necessarily your traditional RPO in terms of they're probably seeing how we're adjusting. The nice thing is we had our boundary half as our overhang defender here, so we had numbers to the boundary to account for us. This is actually just a really good job by our Will linebacker, because they're just taking their normal footwork versus the split zone run play here. And then after he sees this clear, he's able to pursue and we make a great tackle. Again, we want to get in those second and longs, as much as possible. Okay, so versus Ottawa, we got 5-hour set. They're in 32. Okay, and I talked earlier about how you can not necessarily play combo coverage, but you can try to play man principles within your zone concept here. Okay, so we're playing, a 3-cut week here, and this helps in terms of how our boundary corner is playing this. And it's good that he has vision to the quarterback. He sees what's happening here. He's able to leverage his receiver enough, and he's a pretty experienced guy, so he's able to play aggressive to this. Now, to be honest, if they ran the ball, we're probably in a bit of trouble here based on how our will linebacker drops on out early here. But, hey, when you're giving the quarterback that responsibility, sometimes they're going to make mistakes too.
Right.
But, I think in terms of the coverage responsibility, even though this is a zone concept here, we're very much almost playing man principles within, our boundary half and boundary corner here. Okay, so I think this is one of the first plays in the playoff game versus Waterloo. So they come out in a 23 formation. Okay, we get motion from the number 3 receiver, which in this specific game, I believe we were bumping our linebackers. And the RPO here would be right there. Okay, that's where they want to throw the ball. And it goes back to, sorry, let's see it from the end cut here. Okay, this helps in terms of our weak shade. Okay, so our nose is now in that weak B gap. Our tackle is now in the strong A gap. And in terms of trying to take away that window here, okay, every time we cover a receiver, it doesn't necessarily have to be on his hip. Okay, and this quarterback's extremely talented. Every play with him is actually a built-in RPO anyway. And he's dangerous as hell with that. But in terms of coverage, you don't have to be right on the hip in order to take that away. You just have to be in the window enough that we can discourage a throw. And you can even see, sorry, I'm trying to freeze frame it.
The hand comes up there, yeah.
The hand comes up from our defensive lineman, takes this away. So, when you look at it from the sideline, kind of like, yeah, that throw is there. But if you look at it now from what the quarterback sees, it's made it a bit muddier. So, in terms of just trying to be disruptive in those windows now helps.
Well, you make a great point. I mean, when it all comes together and you're playing an RPO team, your D-line coach has got to spend some time on understanding that and understanding lanes and integrity and stuff, right?
Absolutely. I've been fortunate to be around some great defensive line coaches, and, that's always important, whether it's, passing lanes, pass rush lanes, it's all comes together for a reason, right? So yeah, it's those guys play their part, even though it's a pass play and they're not getting pressure on the quarterback, we can still, get some knockdowns there for sure. 32 formation. Okay, and one of the points I talked about was, collisioning. Okay, so collision receivers, if you know where the RPO read is, and specifically want you guys to focus on our field halfback and the number 2 receiver. Both those guys, great players. Both those guys drafted in the CFL draft. They had actually hit us on the RPO, I think, earlier in this game or earlier in this drive. So definitely wanted to focus on disrupting this route. And as you can see here, just from the simple jam that we get from our field half, it is now eliminated because right there you see he wants to throw the ball there. But because that jam, that's now eliminated it and given us a bit extra time, and our boundary defensive end is able to come off the block, and get a sack on a kid who's, he's pretty tough to get sacks on. So, but just from a simple thing of we defeated RPO just from being physical with the intended receiver here and playing within, our zone concept. So last piece here, and, we talked about there, Coach Waterman, in terms of what is your pre-snap alignment in terms of what look they're seeing. So, and we talked about it being more in isolated shots here now. So right now we get a 41 set. And we can see the offensive line is zone blocking. So to me, it looks like potentially a zone weak block here, and they're just assigned because it's 2nd and 7. Can I win this one-on-one with this guy versus this guy? Okay. At the same point here, one of the earlier points we talked about, having a disruptive defensive line helps everyone, helps the entire defense. So our defensive end does a great job of beating his block, and we get in the face, and it's delayed when the quarterback can now make that throw. Because right now they want to try to hit the comeback here to get the easy first down. And, I don't blame them. Based on pre-snap alignment, our boundary corner Kojo is playing at the sticks here, and then shuffle from there. That's giving them that window that they could potentially hit that curl route here. Okay. But again, it all has to come together. The defensive line plays their part. We get immediate pressure here, which makes the quarterback clutch the ball. And then by the time we get the ball off, we're able to return this. And this was a huge play in the game. And ultimately, I think, was the winning score in that football game. But more talking about just that's your pre-snap RPO. And you can almost see it from the angle back here. I think the quarterback sees the alignment here, and we tells the running back at that point, hey, FTF, okay, I'm going to try to get the first down out here. And just your guys being cognizant of that. And like I said, not to say that we did anything in terms of pre-snap alignment to discourage that throw, but that's, as we go on back here, I think that's something you should be cognizant of as, the defensive coach there. Would they have just run zone if we were playing, a more press look here? But just having your guys understand that, like, they play a part within this as well there too, in terms of the game within the game of the scheme there. So.
Phenomenal. Well, that's great, Coach. A lot of great stuff there, and a lot of different options for coaches when they're seeing a lot of this RPO stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to see more and more of it, so we got to have an answer to it, and hopefully, that's given people some things to look at there in terms of what that fits their scheme and can help their respective defenses.